Hi, Will from Music Tech here at Superbooth in Berlin with none other than Calc.
Hello.
Calc, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Really good. Yeah, really good.
Excellent. And we're looking at the Twin Peaks, the Summit. What?
Yeah, indeed.
What's going on? What is this?
The Summit, yeah. Well, I'll let you say. I mean, basically, it's the Peak synthesizer engine, but it's kind of doubled up, sort of twice the horsepower to bring us a 16-voice digital analog synthesizer. And I mean, we've done some quite interesting things, as I say. Yeah, a great way to start to think about this is two Peak synthesizers inside a key bed, 61 notes, really nice feeling keys as well. It's actually the same key bed as we use in the SL Mark III.
The controller keyboard.
The controller keyboard, exactly. In this instance, though, we've got a metal casing as well. So that kind of really solid rigidity there, really, I don't know, just brings something really very special out of this key bed as well. So it's a wonderful feeling instrument, and really we're kind of working towards a performance instrument as well. You know, the Peak is obviously a desktop synthesizer, which is great, if you're studio-based, if you're sequencer-based, that sort of thing. But actually, a lot of people weren't asking about, whether or not a Peak could have a keyboard, and sure, here it is. But rather than just making Peak with a keyboard, we've doubled up on the horsepower inside. And that gives us some really nice things. For example, we have it printed on here, but it's actually a bitimbral instrument, meaning that, we have effectively two separate parts that we can use within the instrument. So, we have here a multi, which is based, sorry, not a multi, this is a single patch, I should say. And you can see I've got an arpeggiator on there, but we can see our 16 voices being used up here. And that's just a single. So that means that, we have a 16 voice polysynth, of course, in front of us. But if I go to the multi mode here now, this is where we can start to treat it in a very special way. And when we go into multi-mode, we open up these controls here. So if I press the Part A section, now I'm going to be playing the Part A, I'm controlling the Part A sound. You can see here I've got an arpeggiator for that, so maybe I can sort of change the octave range just for that part, the rhythms, the gate lengths. So in this particular patch, we have the two parts on top of each other. And that's a layer mode. If we go to split, then that's really, rather than kind of managing the synth engine, that's really managing the keyboard and keyboard control here. And that's just giving us a split, a keyboard split. So here from C upwards, we'll go Part B. If we go down, you see we're controlling Part A. Again, if I want to change that split, just press hold split and then just put it wherever you want. So now on that G note, anything below is Part A, anything above is Part B.
So you've basically got two synths in one then, the ability to have two completely different engines.
Completely, but that really shines when we go into the dual mode. Because the layer obviously is taking the two parts and stacking them, so we can create some nice layered patches, combinations of patches. Split mode is managing the keyboard. Dual mode is when we have two very discrete synthesizers inside. So, for example, here I'm on Part A. If I play, I'm only going to play Part A, but maybe I want to just then quickly change to another sound. So,
great for performance, right?
Great for performance, but equally great if you're a sequencer-based, synthesist as well, because of course both parts have separate MIDI channels. So, true bitimbrality, you can have, one part being played by one MIDI channel, another part being played by another MIDI channel, and complete independent control of both of those engines at any time. Or if I want to combine the control for both engines at the same time, I can just press both, and now this is going to control pretty much all of them there.
Wow, right.
So yeah.
And what else is going on then that's different in Summit than just it being two?
Okay, from a signal path point of view, probably the biggest difference is in the filter section. Now, the filter is standard, low pass, band pass, high pass. Well, I say standard, it's a state variable. We have 12 dB per octave, 24 dB per octave. But then we have a rather, unusual little label there saying more, which actually on the finished product will be dual. And what this is doing is taking, there are two 12 dB filters inside, inside the Peak and inside the Summit as well. But with the Summit, what we've done is we've added this feature where we can actually separate those two filters apart. And by doing that, this is actually a bit of a nod to the Oscar synth that Chris Huggett, the main designer here, is obviously very famous for and quite rightly revered for as well, a classic instrument. And that separation of filters, of two filters, is a key feature on the Oscar. And when I go into the More mode here, you'll see on my menu it opens up, and I can actually now choose from a variety of different combinations of both serial and parallel filter
Right,
structure.
so is that taking you from two 12s to a 24 then?
No, what's happening is the 24 dB is available on the low pass, band pass, high pass as a standard.
Right.
But when you go into the More mode, basically you're splitting it into two 12s. At that point.
Okay, right.
And then you can say, okay, I want the first one to be a low pass, second one to be a high pass, that sort of thing. But I also have a separation control, and this allows me to push those two cut-off positions apart.
And what's the sonic effect of that then?
A number of different things. So, for example, on if we go low pass, high pass, effectively that's a band pass. But because we have a separation control, we can widen the bell of the band pass and that sort of thing. But then if we go, for example, a nice one. In fact, let's just go into a sound here. I'll just initialize, go down to More, and we'll go into low pass parallel. Just put a bit of separation in there and a bit of resonance. You can hear that kind of double filter sweep there. But equally, if I get it a little bit more separate, we kind of get into the world of the four-man kind of sound. We've got two resonant peaks there.
Okay.
So, basically there are 9 different filter structures in there for you to play with. So, it's just basically, there's lots of nice things you can do. You can go into the kind of the world of four-man synthesis, that sort of thing. Four-man filtering, I beg your pardon. But equally, they're just new flavors as well that you can work to shape with the sound too.
Okay.
So that's kind of a big signal path thing, but also there's also an audio input here as well.
Okay.
And the audio input can pass through the filter into the effects processor, or just directly into the effects processor.
Right.
So you could use the audio in as as an extra voice if you like, or do some nice filtering with that as well, and then push that through into the effects. And of course, in multi-mode, I have that times 2. So I have one set of inputs, but I can address the filter twice, or I can address the audio effects twice as well.
Brilliant. So how much is this going to cost then? And when's it going to be out?
Yeah, it should be in store September time.
Okay.
And the list price for this is going to be €2,200.
And so the peak is where then in that?
The peak, I'd need to double check on the price for the peak. I think it's around
it's less than twice the price of a peak.
Yeah, it is less than twice the price of a peak. But of course, there's 2 peaks in there and this great keyboard as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fantastic. All right, thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot.